play Psystorm, and this High Templar is for sure going down. Some more High Templars being warped in right now, and are we going to see an Archon? No, there's not another High Templar here. MioWare right now approaching onto this natural expansion. He might be able to snipe it out. He should be going straight for that Nexus, and here comes the Protoss response. How are they going to deal with that? It's a couple of Archons, and there's no Psystorm right here for the Protoss player, and there's definitely going to be resounded by some warp-ins. This Bioball is going to be Psystorm, and that is not going to be a problem for the Greek Protoss player to deal with this. And that is the rest. Again, just a massacre right there. And what's going on here? So much stuff happening in this game right now. And there is a drop approaching on this area right now, trying to avoid those cannons, getting on that high ground, and the Ghost apparently tanking those Zealots. Not the best placement for that Ghost. But this expansion might be going down, so it looks like a bunch of attacks happening at once. I would like to see the Green Protoss player to try and, like I said, take the high yield. He really should be doing that, but also just putting some more proxy pylons around the map and keep harassing like MioWare is doing. Because if MioWare keeps this constant harass going up, then there's no way the Green Protoss player is going to be able to eke out this game alive, because he's just going to keep getting harassed, keep moving his units back and forth. High Templar are very slow and expensive to warp in instantly if you don't have a lot of cover like that. Like here is just a bunch of naked High Templar coming into this battle, and here are the Zealots and a couple of High Templar trying to deal with this, and this is finally dealt with right here. Here come the Colossus coming in, so he's got High Templar and Colossus against a Bioball. And it looks like to respond to this there are going to be some Vikings, and this is pretty much just a Marauder game right now. Marauder, Ghosts, Vikings, and Medivacs. Although I don't think MioWare is going to have the starport capacity right now to get both Medivacs and Vikings in mass. I don't see any more than just one starport here, so yeah, but there are tons of barracks, so he is committing to this Bioball strategy. Here comes the Colossus coming in, marching in. This is like War of the Worlds right here. Zealots charging in on these Marauders. What is MioWare going to be able to do against basically the bane of Bio? You have High Templar and Colossus chasing this right now, but that is a lot of Marauders, so he actually might be able to burst through that Zealot line, burst through the Colossus and the High Templar without a problem. So looks like the Green Protoss player is going to try and escape right here. These Vikings, in my opinion, should be trying to harass these Colossus, because the range is just so long. They can really harass right away with some good micro, maybe even whittle one down to about half-life. And just spotting this high-yield expansion, and great Psystorms coming in right now. Zealots are charging on this position, and the Colossus have a great position right now. This is not a good spot for MioWare to try and attack, because the Colossus can just keep moving on high ground, low ground, high ground, low ground. And that's just not a good spot for MioWare to be attacking right now. And this is taken over by MioWare, so he definitely has the expanding advantage. He has the high yield. He has this base right here. This base is just being built by the Green Protoss player. Here comes the Colossus. The Protoss player is trying to take over. This is not yet. This is a planetary fortress, excuse me. And he is trying to take on this Bioball. High Templars right now, Psystorming this, and I think that the Green Protoss player is going to be able to take this over. SCVs will not really be able to repair that against Colossus too well, but there are a lot of Marauders right now. The Green Protoss player is not focusing on the Bioball. That is really going to hurt him. He should not have been attacking that planetary fortress, should have been taking the rest of these Marauders out, and if he just goes back and attacks, he could be able to take tons of Marauders down with him, but he was not able to. And here comes a nice drop by MioWare, taking this high yield from the Protoss player, and just a couple of High Templar to deal with. Like I said, expensive units to warp in, and if you don't have the capacity to warp them in with a couple of Zealots, and they're just going to be naked like that, and they will be able to whittle down the force, but they won't be able to kill him, and the Bioball will be able to do the damage that it needs to, which is exactly what happened in this position right here. And they did get a feedback off in this medevac, but it has enough life to scare you away with that one Marauder and potentially scout here and potentially destroy this Nexus. We'll see what happens. And right now there's just this huge production tab for the Red Terran player right here. He's got another base going on. He's got this planetary fortress, and he is going to be going tanks, I assume. He just doesn't have an armory, so he's not going for Thors, at least right now. I don't think that's going to be happening. But great EMP on those Ghosts right there, or on those High Templar by the Ghosts. Colossus scurrying away, and great position for the Colossus right now. This actually might turn the tide in favor of the Protoss player, so he is going to be able to deal with this pretty well. And the dropships coming in to try and give that that advantage, that high ground advantage to the Terran player, and that's exactly what happened. The Colossus did go down, and the Archon might be able to kill one of these medevacs. That would be very bad, but no. Here comes a little strike force actually taking down a Colossus. 2 more Colossus coming out for the Protoss player. Oh my god, this game is so epic. It's been going on for so long. And a couple of Zells trying to take care of this fireball here. And this is what I like to see. Terran Weapons Infantry 1. And I guess in a tight game like this, it's really tough to squeeze in upgrades. But I really think it's worth it. If any player had +2 weapons right now, I think that this constant exchange and kind of tit for tat that they've been doing would really swing in the favor of one player. So Colossus coming in right now with some Stalkers and some High Templar. Will he be able to get his Ice Storm off? I don't think so. He's got a couple of Storms left in the bank, and that Marauder ball is going to be scurrying away, and these Colossus are getting picked off by those Vikings, and a couple of Colossus do go down. So nice Viking play right there, but right now I think the Protoss player is in a comfortable position. It's interesting to note that the Protoss player is hanging on for so long, despite the fact that he has really been behind economically the entire time. But what I think has been holding his weight is that he does have that High Templar and Colossus build against what's been pretty much a complete bio build the entire game. So that's why I think that the Protoss player is actually going for those tanks. He's trying to change up the strategy a little bit, and I think he's going to need to, because Colossus and High Templar are not the best against the bio ball. Might be able to snipe out this Nexus, and a little harass going down right here. A couple of Zealots and High Templar being warped in. So what is going to happen? Is he going to lose his Nexus? Just a couple of hits left, and yes, the high yield Nexus goes down, and the Stalkers and the Archon are now taking this battle, and High Templar are coming in on this position. Colossus coming in. One Colossus might be able to